As we've said, we have launched our Made in America Summer, and our team has started their engines setting out to learn the answer to the question: which car purchase would create the biggest bang for the buck in American jobs? Tonight, David Muir and Sharon Alfonsi hit the road.
For decades, so much of what's driven the American dream is the idea of going out and buying that brand new car.
The dream car of the wonderful new world of Fords.
And for as much pride as we take in buying one, this country takes just as much pride in making them. In the early 1960s, 94% of all cars sold in America were American brands. Today, just 45%, less than half.
Or look at it this way. Just 25 years ago, we had 65 plants in this country. In just the last decade, a disappearing act. A full third of them gone, taking hundreds of thousands of jobs with them. And here's why. One auto industry job actually creates 9 others in the U.S. Think of that factory worker. He buys groceries, goes to the doctor, sends his kids to school. So we wondered, what would it take to bring back some of those American jobs?
Our journey began in this 1970 Ford Mustang, the decade that ushered in Fleetwood Mac and us. We were driven by one simple question. If you're about to buy a new car, which one would create the most American jobs? What better way to find out than to find another brave American family willing to answer the door?
Hello.
World News.
Meet the Stewarts, Mom Danielle, the kids, and Dad, who'd meet us at the dealership.
Are you guys ready to buy a car?
Yeah, we're so ready.
They've been driving this Ford Explorer since before their kids were born.
111,450 miles.
Yeah,
That's pretty good.
We take it everywhere we go. Yeah.
So we loaded in, headed for the dealerships.
Justin Bieber. Do you guys listen to Justin Bieber?
Oh, yeah, we listen to Justin Bieber.
The music muffles the struggling transmission, but it can't hide everything.
This is frightening. This is the thing that goes in between the seats. I mean, what good is it?
And it got worse. That transmission is dying.
Look at this hill that's coming up.
30 is about as fast as it'll go right now.
Pretty much.
I smell something.
The car was smoking.
Do you get a running start for these hills?
The engine light flashing, and we were wondering if we were going to have to get out and push.
And do you make it?
We made it. We actually did make it. It took us probably twice as long as it should have because it only hit 30 miles an hour. The people behind us were not happy.
I think we had to listen to Justin Bieber CD 4 times before we got there. But tomorrow night here, Diane, we make it to the dealerships, and not only that, we go to the assembly plants, both American brands and foreign brands made in this country. We take the cars apart piece by piece. It's very telling about where those parts come from and which cars create the most American jobs.
The answer is tomorrow night, thanks to you both. I don't know about the two of you on the road together. I don't know if we trust that. Our Made in America Summer is now underway. Our team has headed out to the open road in search of the answer to a question: which car purchases create the most American jobs? Tonight we ride along with a family who wants the answer to that question too. David Muir, Sharon Alfonsi. Made in America is on the road.
Our Made in America journey tonight takes us all the way from New Jersey to Missouri to Kentucky. And everywhere we went, a simple question: which car sold in America creates the most American jobs? After a nod to the mailman, we parked that 1970 Ford Mustang in Hillsdale, New Jersey. After finding another brave American family.
Hello. Hi.
World News.
Who could forget that ride to the dealership in the Ford Explorer they bought before the kids were even born?
I smell something.
The transmission dying.
30 is about as fast as it'll go right now.
Pretty much.
The engine light flashing.
Do you get a running start for these hills?
But we got there.
The Stewart's first stop, the Toyota dealership and the Toyota Camry, top-selling family sedan in America for 13 of the last 14 years. They were off.
It was a very smooth ride, very nice. It was very comfortable inside.
We keep going. Next up, Ford and the Ford Escape, the most popular compact SUV in America. Start your engines, they were off again. And as they took that Escape for a test drive with an eye on gas mileage and room for the kids, what the Stewarts didn't know was that we were asking questions too.
In fact, we'd already traveled all the way to Kansas City, Missouri. to the Ford plant there,
How y'all doing?
asking where every one of those parts in the Ford Escape actually comes from.
The glass here, where's that from?
Tennessee. The door comes from Chicago. The door panel comes from Illinois. The carpet comes from Ohio. The seats are built right here in Excelsior Springs.
What about this back window?
That's comes from Mexico.
And we kept going. The instrument panel, Illinois. The electronics, Mexico. The transmission, Japan. The doors, Illinois. The carpet, Ohio.
We also traveled to the Toyota plant in Georgetown, Kentucky, where the Camry's made. The seats from Kentucky, tires, South Carolina. But the Camry seatbelts are from Canada and the radio parts, Mexico. While back at the dealership,
Dun.
The stewards were pulling back in.
So,
How was it?
I liked it.
But which car did they like more?
So, Joel, no?
we don't even know. They're going to surprise us. They looked at the Ford while we were there. They looked at the Toyota, but we don't know what they chose. They're actually going to drive the car to ABC tomorrow, and that's our first look at it.
That's the first big reveal. The other big reveal is which car delivers the
Right,
most American
right.
jobs in this country, and a formula that everyone at home can use right now with the car sitting in their driveway. We'll have that for you tomorrow night. It'll answer just how American it is.
You'll be able to go online and see what the parts are under your hood.
And how many
car
jobs.
by car.
Exactly.
And how many jobs. Okay, that's coming up tomorrow.
The Mustang's waiting for you outside.
Don't we
you dare.
wish? Don't we wish? And if you watch World News, you know our Made in America team is looking for ways to create American jobs. Here's a fact for you. Every one worker on a car assembly line creates 9 additional jobs out in the rest of the economy. So tonight, with the help of an all-American family, we try to answer the question, would it create more American jobs if you buy a Ford or a Toyota, one of the Japanese brands, but made right here in a plant on U.S. soil? Our Made in America team summer is back with David Muir and Sharon Alfonsi.
This whole Made in America journey began this time, driven by a central question that took us from New Jersey to Missouri, all the way to Kentucky. Which new car sold in America creates the most American jobs? Our first stop, right after the mailman, the Stewart's house. Yes, we'd found another brave American family willing to take our challenge.
Hello.
World News.
So after seeing what's really under the hood, Cars.com says if you really want to figure out just how many American jobs are created, you have to use this formula. First, they ask, are the cars assembled here? That Toyota? Yes. It takes more than 6,000 American workers to build that Camry. That Ford Escape? Yes, too. At that plant, it takes 2,250 workers to build the Ford Escape. How much of the car contains American parts? That Camry, 80%. That Escape, 65%. And they ask how many cars were sold in a given year. The Camry, 328,000 cars sold last year. The Escape, almost 200,000 of them. So using that formula, the car that creates the most American jobs, the Toyota Camry.
but before they drive off with a crown, some say you've got to consider something else. The research and development teams, the management, where are they all based? And suddenly, the two cars are neck and neck.
And for proof, look no further than the assembly line. Ford is hiring 4,000 manufacturing workers this year. This husband and father, searching for work for 2.5 years, marked his first day on the job.
How's Frank doing?
Doing great.
While at the Toyota plant in Georgetown, Kentucky, Sam Larrabee, simply hoping for full-time work, got it while we were there. He's now full-time on the assembly line. Toyota's announced plans to hire 2,000 new workers this year. Back to that family, the Stewarts. What would they choose? We were waiting outside the World News studio. 2:15.
Right off the assembly line, their pick.
They picked a Ford.
A new version of the same SUV they've been driving
Hey guys.
more than a decade.
And how many American parts in the car?
85% in the 2011 Ford Explorer. So they went back to what was most familiar to them. Instead of 111,000 miles, that one there had 11 miles on it.
So it's been the car they trusted all these years, and they're doing it again.
Again, and everyone can check.
And you can check on, and I didn't know this, but on every car, you know, we know the sticker price, we see the miles per gallon, but there's also a little sticker, and this has to be on every new car, that actually shows the number of foreign parts and the number of U.S. parts, and it tells you what percentage. You have to look for the sticker, but on every new car, this sticker is on the window.
Okay, and